Good morning from Toronto. It's been a back-and-forth three-game set so far. Sonny Gray and the A's clutch offense took care of Game 1 on Friday night. But yesterday in Game 2, the Blue Jays flexed their muscles, hitting some big flies and playing some very nice defense and evening up this series. Today, it's the rubber game of the series. A's and Blue Jays next. Beautiful day in Toronto as we get set for the rubber game of this series. Inside the Rogers Center, it'll be another sellout crowd. It'll be the A's and the Blue Jays coming up on CSN California. Well, good morning to everybody back in the Bay Area. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, last year, the Toronto Blue Jays led the major leagues in runs scored yesterday. Well, we found out why, Ray. These guys in the middle of the lineup are so good. In fact, I think the 2 through 5 hitters, they're probably the most dangerous foursome in all of baseball.
And you cannot get to the point where you have to throw them fastballs. You're going to see 3 home runs here, and just watch the explosion. Josh Donaldson, a 3-run shot, 2 old fastball that he got that he did not miss. Right center has powered the whole field. Troy Tulowitzki, unbelievably, did not play in the first game, and all of a sudden he came out yesterday and he hit 2 home runs, so he's getting back on track. He's still under 200 with the batting average, but you give these guys fastballs and you get in the count where you have to do that, they are not going to get cheated. They're going to be swinging as hard as they can, and they may take a little time getting around the bases, but they know how to swing the bat.
Pitching matchup today, Eric Surkamp and Drew Hutchinson, and for Surkamp, he's trying to get his first win as an A, and Hutchinson just called up from the minor leagues to kind of give that rotation a little break.
Yeah, I think the plus for Surkamp is the fact that he pitched well against the Yankees, pitched in the 6th inning for the first time, so he'd like to get the win this afternoon. And you're right about Hutchinson. It was supposed to be Stroman, but they play about 29 games in 30 days. They wanted to back up some of the starters. So Hutchinson, who has pitched very well here at Rogers Center, gets the start this afternoon. Stroman will be tomorrow night, but it should be a good matchup. But I think for Surkamp, get ahead of these hitters as quickly as possible.
And the A's will try to get a series win in what is a very tough building against a real good ball club. That would certainly be a momentum builder heading to Detroit to open up that 4-game series. So we'll see if the A's can get that series win here in Toronto. We'll have lineups and first pitch from the Rogers Center when we come back.
On CSN California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Rogers Center here in Toronto. And a beautiful day. Roof is closed as it's sunny and cool outside. Huge crowd is gathering, and it is the rubber game of this 3-game series. Let's check the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. Outside 46 degrees. Inside very, very comfortable. Although we may have to get the warm clothes out for Detroit. Huh? I know it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's supposed to be cool in the Motor City.
As long as there's no rain, we can deal with the cold.
Sure.
Just no rain.
Lineup this afternoon for the Athletics. It'll start with Billy Burns. Burns will play center field. Mark Canha's in the lineup again. He's going to DH today. Reddick's back in there. Vogt will hit cleanup. Chris Davis, Chris Coughlin at third again. Marcus Simeon, Yonder Alonso, and at second base today, Tyler Leidendorf gets a start as Jed Lowry will have the day off.
And if you're going to have a pitcher make a spot start, who better than your opening day starter in 2015? The guy's won 20 games here at his home park. Drew Hutchinson last year, fantastic season, 13-5, but look at his ERA. That elevated quite a bit towards the end of the season. As a result, he did not make the rotation out of spring training this year. And as we mentioned in our open, Marcus Stroman was scheduled to be the starter, but they backed him up, give him a little bit extra rest because of the number of games the Blue Jays are playing. But this young man knows how to throw strikes. He's got a 2-4 seam fastball with a slider and a changeup that he throws very effectively. And like with Jay Happ yesterday, he's a ground ball pitcher.
Defense behind Hutchison. It's Carrera, Pilar, and Batista in the outfield. Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Barney, and Smoke on the infield. Josh Tolley is your catcher today. So we are set for baseball. As Billy Burns steps in. A's are 4-1 on this road trip with 5 more games to play. This one and then 4 in Detroit. Burns at 291. No home runs and does not have an RBI just yet. Corner infielders come in on the edge of the grass. Hutchinson's first pitch is fouled back. So we're underway. .108 local time. Fastball is high. Umpires today. That's Gabe Morales calling balls and strikes. Paul Nauert is at first. Jerry Meals is at second. Chris Conroy is at third. Jerry Meals, second base. He's your crew chief. Fastball a little bit high. 2-1 the count. Burns is 2 for 9 in the series. He'll be followed by Canha and then Reddick. A's have scored 11 runs in the series. They've hit a couple of home runs. 11 runs and 21 hits so far in the series, but yesterday they had just 1 hit in the last 5 innings. So they'll try to get something going early today against Hutchison. A little bit inside and now a full count.
Well, I just hope that Hutchison has a little bit of a problem, because at least he thought he should have been in the rotation and maybe trying to excel a little bit more in what could be just a 1 start and back to the minor leagues.
Payoff pitch again popped up. This one down the left field line just a little bit.
And there is a possibility that he could be in the rotation in the future. So Sanchez on Friday night, he may end up going to the bullpen. So I think the rotation and the pitching staff of the Blue Jays kind of in flux as it is. But
most innings pitched by starting staff. Blue Jays on top, and that's where you want to be. This one popped up again, but playable. Donaldson. And he squeezes it, 1 out.
Well, Cap, I guess yesterday Russell Martin really took a beating because he's not in there today. He was hoping to play today, but they had a late change. Toley's catching, as you mentioned, but he normally catches the knuckleball of R.A. Dickey. But Russell Martin really took a beating yesterday, plus struck out 3 times. Tough day at the plate, tough day behind the plate.
And probably not 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a neck injury that he had to leave Friday night's game and was able to play yesterday.
Here's Mark Canha. Canha rolls it foul. Canha had 182, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. He's got 4 hits in 22 at bats. So not a lot of playing time for Canha, but maybe starting to get a little more. He homered to right field in the first inning yesterday.
What does that manager say? You play yourself in the lineup? Well, maybe he's going to do that. And the fact that he's hit 3 home runs, all 3 to right field, a lot of sliders, maybe trying to get him out in front and roll over the pitches like he did on the first foul ball. Fastball, slider, changeup, 2 and 4 seam fastball for Hutchinson.
Fastball, close pitch, call the ball, 2-1.
Things look good for the A's in the first inning. Second batter, Jay Happ, fastball, home run right field. All things look good. It's all downhill after that.
That breaking ball, high strike call to even the count at 2-2.
Well, you try to determine an umpire strike zone. Letter's not normally a strike. As Mark Canha looked back, maybe questioning the call by Gabe Morales.
Outfield shifted a little bit toward right center. High fastball, swing and a miss.
You call it, he swings at it, and that one definitely out of the strike zone. But
so 2 outs, and you see that one is indeed up and out of the strike zone.
He might have been thinking right field. You see the swing stayed inside the ball, but no contact.
So now Reddick will hit. Shift goes into action. Fastball strike. Donaldson stays on the left side, playing the shallow shortstop spot. Reddick 233 overall. Reddick's got 14 hits, 3 doubles, and 3 home runs. Also walked 9 times. A full day off yesterday for Reddick. And he slaps one into center field for a base hit. So a 2-out single, and now Vogt will hit.
Now when you see Stephen Vogt up close, you're not going to recognize him. But Josh Reddick has done this so often, and surprising that they continue to shift him to the right side. But to pitch him away, he's not going to roll over. He's going to take more of those to left center and left field than he will to try to roll over and hit ground balls to the right side, which teams expect him to do. Look at that clean shave.
Yeah.
And it was intentional. He said he had an accident last year and had to shave, but this was intentional. And when you're trimming a beard and you make a mistake, you have to shave the whole thing off. That happened to him. But
yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
He's kind of pulling it off, though.
Yeah. But he's the type in 3 days it'll be back if he wants it. He got a much deserved day off yesterday.
And he is swinging the bat well. He's got 11 hits in his last 26 at bats, and the average at 309.
I thought it was interesting when we talked to him in Seattle when he talked about, I'm trying to go get the ball instead of letting it come to me. Well, he's letting the ball come to him, and he's hit a couple of home runs. He's swinging the bat well, hitting 4th in the lineup.
He's behind in the count, 0-2. of this big crowd. And Blue Jays pitcher gets 2 strikes on a hitter. They start making some noise. That was close.
It's like a 50,000 Kings in his court, right? King.
That's right.
Because they do start to cheer when they are hoping for a strikeout. Reddick with a big lead and had to hurry to get back. Smoke thought maybe he had him, but like Reddick had his right hand on the bag.
Fouled straight back. A's come in with a 10-8 record, same as the Texas Rangers.
They had an extra inning loss yesterday.
They did. Those red hot White Sox. He's also 7-1 on the road. Reddick got a good jump. Throw to second base, not in time. Welcome to the world of the shifts. Tolley threw the ball down to second base on the steal attempt, and right after he threw it, he started running to third.
Well, and Donaldson, as soon as he caught it, remember this is the third baseman making the catch, and he started thinking about third. But you're right. I mean, there he goes. A good call. But there's nobody at third. Donaldson caught it almost like he said, I would catch it, but I'd rather catch it and head to third instead of worry about tagging the runner.
Interesting. 1-2. Now Reddick in scoring position. That's Tulowitzki playing right near second base. Throws to first side, retired. So Reddick stranded at second. Bottom of the first coming up. No score. Blue Jays in the bottom of the first inning, and this is their lineup. Ezekiel Carrera in left, and it's Donaldson, Batista, Encarnacion, and Tulowitzki, followed by Justin Smoke, Kevin Pillar, Darwin Barney, and Josh Tolley.
Eric Surkamp will be on the mound as a starting pitcher. He has faced the Blue Jays out of the bullpen, but for the Athletics, making his 4th start, did pitch into the 6th inning in New York, and I emphasize that because he had not been able to get out the 5th, and so he did it in New York. Maybe that will help him today. Good fastball, sneaky with a 2-seam fastball, good breaking ball as well, and pretty good composure on the mound. And Kite, look at that straight up, no shift. It's always
pretty
intriguing.
I missed that.
Yeah.
So here's Carrera.
It's like when you give the defense and you show that nice field to the defense, and you see position exactly where they should be.
1-1 the count. Carrera had the big game yesterday, 4 for 5, 3 singles and a double. Overall, he's 5 for 10 in the series. This leadoff left field spot is generally manned by Michael Saunders.
That's right.
Saunders little bit of a sore hamstring, so we have not seen him in this series. Carrera has stepped in and he's done a terrific job.
I talked to both Josh Phegley, their son is Josh Phegley, and Chris Bassett, the battery yesterday, and they both thought that they had Carrera struck out in the first inning. A couple of good curve balls. One for sure was a strike. The other close enough. Should have been swinging. He ended up getting one of his 4 hits.
He's got another one. Line drive to center field. So leadoff man aboard for the Blue Jays. And let's take a quick look at the defense today for the Athletics. It's Davis, Burns, and Reddick in the outfield. Coghlan, Simeon, Leydendorf, and Alonso on the infield with Stephen Vogt as your catcher.
See, there's no shift on that. Isn't that perfect?
Nope. It looks good. Here's Donaldson. Big game yesterday for Donaldson with the home run and 4 RBIs. He leads the league in home runs and RBIs in the very early going. And he hits one high and deep to left field. Davis back. He's got room and he makes the catch. So 1 out.
3 starts for Surkamp. He's been a fly ball pitcher, and that's a fly ball a little bit towards the end of that fortunate state of the park. And Donaldson, a big swing. He's looking, admiring, but it landed in the glove of Chris Davis. But in the 3 starts, only 9 ground ball outs. And he's at 29 fly ball outs in those 3 starts. So we're going to see that today, while we may be hoping for ground ball double play. Might not be getting it.
And now Surkamp facing Bautista, who's hitting .250 with 3 home runs, 14 RBIs.
Have to get right about this lineup of the Blue Jays. You know, you get through the first. Normally the teams will have their first and second hitters kind of setting the table. They go right to the power.
Get to it.
Yeah. Right after the leadoff hitter, they go right to 4 consecutive power hitters.
And we mentioned this in the pregame show, and I think it's because of that. What you do, in this case, what Surkamp does with the 7, 8, 9 hitters as the game goes on becomes very important. And in this series, Kevin Pillar hitting down in the lineup, he's caused some problems because he's got on base a lot. Runner goes, throw to second is
ball 4. Yeah.
That was ball 4.
Yeah. And before Jerry Mills made the call, he looked back to home plate to see what happened. It's rare. I say rare, but you see more where runners are running on 3-0. But it's surprising because it's usually a fastball, and usually the hitter's going to take, which would indicate that Bautista's going to be swinging if he'd gotten a good fastball. So no stolen base, just advancing on the base on balls.
2 on, 1 out for Encarnacion. Encarnacion in this series is 0 for 7, and he has struck out 3 times. Well, Surkamp's going to have to battle today. It's a lineup that has a lot of right-handed hitters, and you know, we're talking about the big guys, but he's really going to have to be sharp. Tulowitzki to follow.
One thing about Bautista at first base, of course, this is a double play situation. You're hopeful for a ground ball, but the first baseman Alonso way off the line as the A's have some sort of a kind of a semi shift. But look where Bautista, he's getting off as far as Alonso, which allows him to get to second very quickly if there's a ground ball.
That's really smart base running.
Yes, it is.
Because I mean, he's probably off first base twice as far as he would be with just a regular lead.
And you can get off really, when we talk about a third base, and you'd mentioned it in a series with a shift, you can get off halfway down the baseline, and it makes it tough on a middle infielder. with this shift because with Alonso off the bag. Now the first base coach, his job is to alert the runner if they're throwing behind him, but that far off, there's no way Alonso can get to the bag.
The chance of them throwing behind him is, it's not going to happen.
Exactly. And Bautista also is watching Carrera, because if Carrera does run, and we saw it in New York, but McCann threw behind trying to get Simeon, but in this case, Stephen Vogt could see that Bautista has such a big lead. He may throw to third anyway if Carrera gets a big lead, a big jump.
And that one's hit high in the air, left center field. Burns near the wall. He's got it. Carrera tags, and Carrera goes to third. Bautista stays at first.
Take a big deep breath, Eric, because you're flirting with danger. Wow. I mean, this sounded and ball just a little bit in, and maybe the cutter got in on his hands a little bit, but biggest part of the park, straight away, Billy Burns near the out-of-town scoreboard in the lower part and able to bring it in. He thought he had it, but you know, I think these guys realize with the roof closed, the ball does carry better. And Donaldson maybe not so much, but Encarnacion I think thought he got all of his.
Interesting note there, Sir Kent. It's a tough one he has to be so far this year, and that is the case so far here in the first inning now as he faces Tulowitzki. 2 home runs yesterday for Tulowitzki.
An important thing, and we've talked about trying to avoid getting into fastball counts for good fastball hitters, but if you have to throw a fastball, you don't give them everything you have. You can do a little BP fastball, change it up a little bit, and maybe just to get a hitter out on his front foot. These guys know the velocity of the pitchers. They know exactly what Surkamp throws when he throws a fastball, and so they will adjust their swing accordingly. So you take just a little bit off, you may get them out on the front foot and pop the ball up.
Good off-speed pitch, 1-2.
Good breaking ball, and to the right-hander, get him to freeze as Tulowitzki did, and let the ball float in the strike zone. You can go back foot, got a good hard slider for that, or can go back to the same curveball, fastball outside corner.
It's blocked by Vogt.
Well, he came back yesterday, as we mentioned, did not play Friday night. Cut fastball there that left the yard, left it up, did Chris Bassett, and then a fastball elevated. It was going fast to right center.
So 2-2 the count. Carrera at third, Bautista at first. And now it's full, so Bautista will be on the move. Justin Smoke would be next.
You know what I do here, Cap? Thermal breaking ball.
Yeah.
I mean, Tulowitzki might be sitting on it, but this the guy, 2 home runs yesterday. He's back in the lineup. He's one of the stars of the game. And you have to think about what you're going to do. Challenge him, breaking ball, especially after throwing a very good curveball for strike 2.
Runner goes, and it's tapped foul. So a 20-pitch first inning for Surkamp, trying to keep the Blue Jays off the board. Base runners, it's been a hit and a walk. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball that was out of the strike zone. So the Blue Jays do not score. They strand a pair. No score after 1 inning.
keys of the game, and for the skipper Bob Melvin, win today and win the series. That's the A's motive really all season. If they can win a series today, would do that and try to start a new winning streak, because one of the hardest things for a team that has a good winning streak when they lose, and I've said it, and that's try to get that first win, because you do not want to win a bunch of games consecutively and then start a losing streak and just negate everything you did, which actually they did in Seattle when they won 3 straight and then lost 3 straight to the Angels back at the Coliseum. So improve on that and start a new one.
So you'd like to turn a 6-game winning streak into one of those win 14 out of 17 stretches.
Absolutely. I mean, you want to try to build on a plus 500 instead of hovering around the 500 mark.
Chris Davis hits one high in the air to right center, and that's hit well. Pillar's going back, and that baby's gone. Deep right center field for Chris Davis, and the A's lead 1-0.
And Kipe, that's the Chris Davis everybody had talked about. We talked about it in spring training. Of course, saw the numbers 27 last year with the Brewers. And his road trip has been spectacular. I think he's happy. But that power going opposite field. And while these fans, close to 50,000 they probably can ooh and ah when the ball goes in the air when one of their guys hit it, it was awfully quiet when Chris Davis unloaded on his to right center.
So second home run for Davis, and here's Coghlan. Outside corner strike. Coghlan at 184, 3 homers and 9 RBIs.
Well, if Chris Davis can do that and take those pitches away from him, and of course, in this early part of the season, this being the 19th game, a lot of the opposing pitchers have been featuring pitches away from him because he's been opening up a little bit too much. But if he can drive the ball that well toward center field, right center, right field, then they'll start to throw the ball back in his normal wheelhouse.
Outside corner strike, 1-2. Coghlan is 1 for 7 in this series. That one hit the 3-run homer on Friday night.
Well, one thing about Chris Coghlan, he plays different positions, but as he's told you, he wants to play every day. Well, he's going to get a chance with Danny Valencia on the disabled list, because Tyler Ladendorf, who is at second today, can play third, but Coghlan can get settled in at third base until Valencia comes back.
Backhanded by Barney. Throw to first. What a play by Darwin Barney.
Well, good play by Barney, but a better swing by Chris Davis, as we're about to show you, on a breaking ball that he stayed back, but also Hutchinson left the ball towards the middle of the plate, and an inside-out swing. The power of Chris Davis is on display there. It just shot it out to right center. A very quiet crowd almost groans from this capacity crowd, but did not just go over the fence. It went into the seats. This is the great part. I'd like to hear him do that about 28, 30 more times.
1-1 the count to Marcus Semien, hitting 196 with 4 homers, 7 RBIs. 1 for 7 in this series. Struggling a little bit right now offensively. 2 for his last 24. It's still very early in the season. That average can get up quickly. This is the 19th game of the year for the A's. One-two slider, and Semien swings and misses. 2 away.
Pitch off the plate, but tempting, went after it anyway. And he's a strikeout victim. That ended up being out of the strike zone. Totally had to smothered in the ground.
Here's Yonder Alonso. First pitch to Alonso. Off the glove of Donaldson. Trickles away. A hard hit ball.
E5.
So we'll see what the ruling is. It was right at Donaldson, but hit hard.
It's admirable that he got his body in front of it, because it was hit hard. First pitch hitting by Alonso. Tried to beat the shift, only Donaldson to the side, and speaking to the side, that's where he tried to take it. Did not get his body in front of it. Tried to Olay from the side and did not find his glove. Hard hit ball though. Pretty smart not to get in front of it. The bad hop hit him in the face.
It's a strike to Tyler Leydendorf.
Then I heard something said from the press box. What do they say?
I think they said base hit.
Base hit. They should.
The scoreboard says hit.
Good.
So first at bat this year for Leydendorf. Played in 12 games in AAA Nashville. Alonso runs. Toley's throw is late. And yonder Alonso, a little sneak attack, stolen base. Toley did not make a great throw. So a couple of stolen bases for the A's in the early going of this game.
Well, we've talked about it so much. You're a right-handed hitter, and you see the jump, and you put a guy in scoring position. Alonso got a huge jump by the time Toley got the ball. Alonso halfway to second base and able to stay on the bag as he slid. But I think that's simply a catcher trying to hurry as quickly as he could, because he really didn't have much of a chance. I think taking a look at it.
Well, maybe they're seeing, maybe they're wondering if
he overslid.
Yeah, or that where the leg just comes off the bag just for a split second. That's kind of the thing now. That
you're gonna listen. I look at it,
and that tells me, Ray, I bet he came off the bag just momentarily. Let's see if he does.
Look at his left hand, but his left hand's on the bag, and then he falls down. So the key would be the left hand, I think. Watch his left hand. He does pop off, but the left hand doesn't stay on the bag. No, it definitely goes off. You're right.
See, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. You're right.
Left hand came off, and then the left leg just for a split second, and it is what it is.
Yep.
And the Blue Jays are running off the field, so the outfielders are coming in. So
they better be careful. It's happened here before. Call him out.
He's out. Well, you can't really argue with the replay. It shows it right there. So that's unfortunate. So Alonso is out, and so are the A's, but they get the Chris Davis home run here in the top of the second. It's 1-0 Athletics as we head to the bottom of the second. First pitch to Justin Smoke is a breaking ball for a strike. Smoke, Pilar, and Barney, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Blue Jays lineup. Chris Davis home run. The A's lead 1-0. Smoke at 208, just the 1 RBI. He's 1 for 6 with a couple of walks in this series. Defense plays Smoke pretty close to straight up. Surkamp struck out Tulowitzki to end the first with a couple of runners on.
Had a good fastball and kind of kept it away from him. Like Tulo tried to open up on the fastball away and ended up swinging and missing, which is a good pitch for Surkamp.
Inside corner, strike 3 call, and that's a good pitch.
That's so important for a left-hander. We've seen Rich Hill do this and Surkamp, and you saw the previous pitch when he tried to pitch it inside and left it outside. That's what he throws. Curveball, 39% of the time he likes to go to it. Ahead of the count, and fastball and the cutter. So really those 3 pitches: fastball, cutter, curveball.
Always an interesting note. See what a guy does when he's ahead in the count, but also down at the bottom it said, well, these are the percentages overall.
Yeah.
So you kind of have something to base it off of. But
are you referring to the Blue Jays notes about line drives and
Blue Jays notes? Interesting. They've gone sabermetrics on us. Little flare. Reddick hustling in, and he'll get there. So 2 outs. They always think that the numbers that we're showing you, okay, that tells you one thing, but then down at the bottom, overall usage. So you see how the fastball goes. Overall, he throws it 55% of the time, but ahead in the count, only 36% of the time. So you kind of see the difference as the count changes. Yeah, the Blue Jays notes, and each team obviously sends out a pack of team notes for every game. We have goodies on every player, which we use them and spend a fair amount of time. That one drops in for a hit by Darwin Barton. And listen, I'm not telling any secrets here. Some teams' notes are better than others.
like Mike Sullick in the A's.
The A's notes are very, very good.
Fastball off the end of the bat, and Barney maybe thought Billy Burns going to catch it, but Billy very smartly decided to come up short on it. Had to jump to keep the ball from going over his head.
But the Blue Jays have gone to the analytics sabermetrics notes, and it's interesting, I guess. I'll give you an example.
Yeah,
Ezekiel Carrera has put 50% of his swings on fastballs in play over the last 4 games. It's just an example.
But where have they gone?
We're not saying we like it or dislike it.
Where did those 50% when he where did they end up?
On the ground, Lindorf scoops it up. Tolley's retired.
I can't wait to continue this conversation.
He put that one on the ground.
To make contact with a fastball.
A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for details. A's lead 1-0, top of the third. And here's Leidendorf. First pitch strike. Leidendorf playing second base today. Was called up when Danny Valencia went on the disabled list. AAA Nashville, Leidendorf was hitting .240, 12 hits and 50 at-bats with a home run.
But it's too bad he had the injuries last year, because he started the season and probably knew he was going to be going to AAA. Then once he got down there, he had more complications with his fractured ankle, but very versatile, and probably the reason he's here, that the A's like the versatility, and Leidendorf can play all the positions. Of course, pitcher and catcher are the two that he does not play.
Hard breaking ball, and that's strikeout number 3.
Last year, made the club out of spring training, and his first major league hit was this against the Rangers to the gap in left center at the Coliseum, and he showed his speed. And then see all those guys, got his first major league hit. It was a triple. And got the ball back in, drove in a run, so all good for Tyler Leidendorf. Did come up in September, didn't play that much.
Yeah, between the big leagues, where he played a handful of games for the A's, and the minor leagues, he played in just a total of 33 games last year.
Yeah, when he went to minor leagues, and it's unfortunate, like I mentioned, with the injuries, but you like the versatility, and that's something that in today's world, we see Chris Coghlan playing third now pretty much every day, but at least Tyler Leidendorf. Remember, the A's have removed the DH 5 times already. That's right. This is just the 19th game. So that means when that happens, you want to have guys that can go in different positions.
Not close. 3-0. Burns popped out to third to open up the ball game. Now 2 for 10 in the series. He's got a little 7-game hitting streak going. It's not one of those red hot hitting streaks. He's got a total of 9 hits in the 7-game streak, but 7 straight nonetheless. In the air, shallow right center, and Batista comes in. So a couple of fly ball outs for Billy Burns. That's not going to get it done for him.
No, and he had the pitch on the 3-1. Hutchison was just trying to throw a fastball down the middle, but he kind of lifted a little bit instead of hitting down, utilizing his speed and line drives and ground balls. I wish Hutchison.
Yeah, there's no N.
I know, put the N in there. You know, it just messes up everything. Just call him Hutch, maybe.
So you just want to drop an N in there?
Yeah, just put an N or just call him Hutch. But, you know, he's not one of the A's players, so it can't.
Hutchie?
Hutchison. He'd probably be the first person named that without the N. But Hutchison. Number 36.
A little bit low. 2-0 to Canna, who struck out in the first.
He would probably say, why did you put an I on the end of your name instead of an E?
That's right. That's right. Why the E in Fosse? Why not just go Foss? F-O-S-S. Right.
Now we're going to Detroit. There was a writer a long time ago named Joe Foss.
Was it really?
Yeah.
He was there a long time, wasn't he?
Long time, yeah. I think with one of the papers that probably no longer exist. Free Press or one of them. But he was there many, many years ago.
Sharp breaking ball, and Canna went around.
Well, his slider is his best pitch today. We talk about ground balls and strikeouts with the slider. has been a good pitch for him. He's a couple of strikeouts, the last 2, as a matter of fact, getting Simeon and Leidendorf.
Kicks and the 2-2 pitch. This is outside. 94 miles an hour.
So you think you got to chase slider right here, right? What do you think?
That's.
I mean, if it's been that good
I was
for
guessing.
him, that good for him, instead of getting him in the fastball, he could go either way. But see something that looks like a fastball and you start sliding away. Canada, though, good right opposite field power. Maybe stay on it a little bit longer.
And he went with a high fastball, 95 miles an hour. And Canna strikes out for the second time. Good inning for Drew Hutcherson. Bottom of the 3rd coming up.
The A's iconic elephant logo and everyone's favorite mascot, Stopper. Can't wait to see him next weekend. That's with your very own Elephant Socks, presented by our favorite Black Bear Diner. The A's second Little League Day on Sunday, May the 1st. That's a week from today. You could be one of 15,000 fans to receive a pair of Elephant Socks. Tickets and more information right now. Visit athletics.com/promotions or call 877-493-BALL. Get them early. We saw a line today that we've probably never seen before.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen that long of a line. It was the Josh Donaldson bobblehead giveaway today, and it is a sellout crowd, probably somewhere over 45,000.
Bus driver said they were lining up at 6, 8.
Well, and so you and I are on the bus, right? Was it 10:15?
Yeah.
And as we got closer to the stadium, we started to see the line, and I'm guessing here, and tell me how close I am. I would say that the line we saw was 4 blocks long.
At least, yeah. And it looked like there was a huge convention in the right outside the stadium because there was no line. It was just all mass.
Exactly. The line was down the street, but then when it got right around the stadium, it just became a mass of people. And then there was another line. It was 2 lines were merging. I can't even imagine how many people were actually in line, but it was 4 blocks at least. And
now,
I've never seen that many people in line.
If you wanted to be a real good bobblehead, have JD take his cap off, show his many hairstyles on the bobblehead.
Yeah,
that would have been a thing of beauty.
He's holding his MVP award, I believe. Hit well, right center, very high, very deep, and very gone. He's been a heck of a player in this series. Ezekiel Carrera.
I think Saunders may find it hard to get back in the lineup. The one guy you probably least expect to hit a home run because he hadn't hit any, and he's running like he didn't hit this one, but this went into the seats just like Chris Davis's did.
Yeah, that ball was crushed.
Carrera, 4-hit day yesterday. He's got 2 already today.
And here's Donaldson, strike on the outside corner. So first home run of the year for Carrera.
But he missed. He got ahead of him 0-2 and took it to 3-2, and he did that when he threw him the fastball.
He's got 7 hits in this series.
Yeah, unlikely candidate to throw anything but a fastball on 3-2 count.
One and 1 the count to Donaldson. So we're tied at 1. 5th home run in the series for the Blue Jays. Donaldson hit a deep fly ball to left field in the first. Looked like he hit it just off the end of the bat a little bit. And there's a shot headed for the corner fair. Donaldson into second base, and he has a double. Double number 6 on the year for Donaldson.
Well, after Surkamp threw the curveball to Tulowitzki, I think Josh Donaldson all over this one. He figured it was coming, although he did release his top hand, but a very strong swing on the curveball that just hit it so hard it had no chance to hook in the foul territory.
So now Batista steps up. Donaldson gets his 5th hit in the series. Batista walked in the first inning. Batista does not have a hit in this series, but he does have 3 RBIs. Takes again, 2-0. Batista had a sacrifice fly and an RBI ground out. That was in yesterday's game. And he had a sacrifice fly on Friday night. Simeon charges, throws to first, and Donaldson stays at second. So big out there. Batista unable to advance Donaldson at all.
Yeah, Cap, I know we've talked about it before. I know I've mentioned it, but when a left-handed pitcher, when they see so many righties, we emphasize the right-handed power of the Blue Jays. But Martin normally would have been in there today, but Tolley has to be it because of Martin's injuries. But that's one lefty. But the other lefty, Carrera, gets ahead 0-2. I think sometimes you see so few lefties from a left-handed pitcher standpoint that they're difficult to pitch to be able to throw quality strikes. And I think in case of Carrera, a couple of hits today. Stephen Vogt, good job again getting to the ball and making sure that Donaldson was not able to get to third. But with Surkamp today, and we've seen Rich Hill face predominantly right-hand hitters, when they finish fastballs inside, they have a lot more success. And whenever they try to go to Wayne.
Coughlin has it. Coughlin straightens up and throws out Encarnacion. 2 outs. So Tulowitzki strides to the plate. We'll see what the A's do with Tulowitzki. Stephen Vogt's going to have a chat.
Yeah, he looked in the on-deck circle and saw Justin Smoke, and again, nothing against Smoke, but you've got a possibility of a guy who's very aggressive in Tulowitzki. Smoke was struck out, as did Tulowitzki on fastball. Smoke's fastball was inside, Tulo's outside. So it's maybe just a little reminder, which they had the meeting before the game, but a reminder to say that if you fall behind or make him hit your pitch, and if you walk him, don't worry about it. The chance with switch hitting Justin Smoke.
Fastball outside. Tulowitzki struck out in the first. That came with a couple of runners on. Two and 0. Camp at 51 pitches here in the third inning.
Probably a stressful inning every inning. It's just
tough to have an easy inning against these guys.
Lineup, yeah.
And now 3-0. So they'll probably put him on. And they will. Well, if you're the guy hitting after Tulowitzki, especially in this stretch where it goes Donaldson, Bautista, Encarnacion, Tulowitzki, this is going to happen occasionally.
Yeah. Well, we saw it Friday night when Coco Crisp was intentionally walking in front of Chris Davis, and he hammered a ball down the left field line. Turned out to be a huge hit. They had the A's lead a couple of more. But you're right. I mean, it's called protection, and what Smoke does could future determine whether pitchers have to deal with Tulowitzki, what opposing managers will do.
Changeup, and Smoke missed it. Smoke struck out looking in the second inning. He is 1 for 7 in this series with a couple of walks. Softly hit. Burns will play it on a hop. Donaldson digging around third, and Donaldson will score standing up. Smoke comes through, and the Blue Jays lead 2-1.
And really, you can't fault Surkamp. He made a good pitch, and Smoke hit it off the end of the bat, and did not hit it hard enough to get to Billy Burns. He does get the job done, though. It's got to make him happy, but a ball off the end of the bat on the changeup again. And Burns just could not take the chance of charging it because of the turf. See how high the ball did bounce once it hit, and it's going to take a big hop.
So Ray, he backed up a changeup with a changeup.
Yes, he did.
And it really, you're right, it wasn't a real bad pitch. Smoke was able to cover it. Smoke gets just his second RBI, and here's Kevin Pillar. Sweeping curve, 1-1. Pillar hit a fly ball to right field. His first at bat. He's 4 for 9 in the series. He has scored 3 runs, and he's knocked in 2. Could be trouble, and it is. So Tulowitzki's going to come in to score. Smoke to third, and now it's 3-1. Kevin Pillar has had a good series.
Well, Smoke up the middle, Pillar opposite field, and very good hitting the lower part of the batting order. And just absolutely no chance, and Reddick could really fortunate to be able to take that hop and cut it off as it tried to scoot past him. But 2 big outs are getting Bautista and Encarnacion, and then walk, pitch around, and Tulowitzki, and then base hit, to drive in runs.
So 4 hits and a walk in the inning. Well, Darwin Barney will hit. He's the 8th man to bat. Barney had a base hit in the second. He had a home run on Friday night. Pillar's got 1 steal on the year, but he's got pretty good speed. Keep an eye on him.
strike with a fastball. So Smoke an RBI hit, Pilar an RBI hit, the 6th and 7th place hitters. Barney's got a hit. So Smoke scores 3 consecutive 2-out RBI hits, and now the Blue Jays lead 4-1.
Well, a hanging curveball, just like the one to Donaldson. This one to Barney, and after a good fastball, left one in the middle of the plate. And that's going to get some activity for the A's in their bullpen. Starting to move around a little bit.
And now Tolley. Lefty on lefty. First pitch on the outside corner. Tolley grounded out in the second. A big inning. It's that crooked number that you want to stay away from with the Blue Jays. And Surkamp has not been able to do that. Leydendorf comes in and throws out Tolley, but major damage done. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Blue Jays, so 4-1 Toronto after 3. Blue Jays lead 4-1. It's the top of the 4th inning. So 4 spot. Hutchison to Reddick. Just missed outside. Reddick had a base hit and a stolen base in the first inning.
Like the way Reddick goes up the plate and looks out of the corner of his eye just to see what the left side of the infield looks like. They are not shifting as much with Tulowitzki more in the shortstop position. Donaldson still way off the bag, but we've seen 3 to the right side. They have changed with Donaldson. Reddick continue to go to the opposite field.
So they're easing the shift a little. Vogt to follow, and then Davis here in the 4th. 3-0 pitch. He is a strike. That day off for Reddick yesterday, it was his first complete day off of the year. And he just missed it. Got one to hit. Pilar can't find it, and oh, he does. Put his arms out like he couldn't see it anyway. It's one away. Here's our true story brought to you by McDonald's. It has to do with Reddick. Remember this, August 9th and 10th of 2013. Reddick hit 5 home runs here at the Rogers Center. 3 on the first day, 2 on the second day. So 5 homers in 2 days. And remember, he was banged up that year. He finished with just 12.
I was going to say he
got 5 in 2 days.
Almost half his home runs in the 2 games, and he kind of talked about that at one time. 12 hit 32. Last year 20.
His career at Rogers Center is very good.
See, half of them. 2 games, the 10 home runs, but he knows. He said happy to get out of New York, coming to Toronto, where the difference of night and day in the production in the 2 cities. See, he might have tried to do something with the 3-1 fastball he's got, and he's told us many times that home runs for him occur when he's not trying.
Reddick grounded out to the shortstop with the shift on. Ball was hit right back up the middle. That was to end the first inning. It's Tulowitzki playing just to the right of second base. Donaldson to the left. Darwin Barney's out in shallow right. A little flare. Foul. One hop into the seats. So 2-2. He's with 3 hits in the game. The Blue Jays already have 7. There's a shot toward right. Batista hustles back and then slides to his right at the last moment and makes the backhanded play.
Bautista indicating a knuckleball coming after him, and to hit a ball that hard, it's sad that you have to go back to dugout and think about why couldn't it find a hole. And Bautista, a very good outfielder, but also saw the ball knuckling on him. Crushed, hit hard by Stephen Vogt.
That'll bring up Chris Davis, who homered in the second. A deep drive to deep right center field. So where does Chris Davis like it? The red means, oh, he likes it a lot. And I would say that fits Chris Davis pretty close. He looks for the ball in. And maybe that's why the home run he hit in the second inning, it was good to see, because the ball really was not in. It was out over the middle of the plate. Watch the location.
Breaking ball, and
it's not that terrible of a pitch, to be honest with you.
It's power. It's just a very good power from Davis, who really, there's nothing or no park that can hold him, really. He's not looking at Ron Washington and just wondering, after hitting the home run and swinging the bat very well, if they're pitching him carefully.
Big 3-0 count and a big 3-0 swing. That may have been a little of an overswing.
Yeah, he was trying to go maybe 5th deck. And realizing his first at bat he didn't have to. He's telling himself go opposite field.
So now it's 3-2. That one had a little cut to it. That's a good pitch by Hutchison. Coughlin would be next if Davis can get aboard. A's trailing 4-1. Big right-hander kicks and delivers, and it's a little low. Davis holds up. So 2-out walk.
Yeah, he challenged him with good fastballs, but not on 3-2. And Davis very strong hands and wrists, forearms, and able to stop his swing. Paul Nart not bringing him up. But you like to see hitters when they swing and miss, they start looking like inside out, right field. And if you think right field, then you're quick enough, you can handle pitches any part of the plate. But if you open up, as he has been doing, not as much on this road trip, you can handle anything.
Coghlan was robbed of a hit by Darwin Barney in the second inning. Coghlan today is making his 4th start at third base. He's made 5 starts at second base. A couple in left field, a couple at DH, and 1 in right field. So he's been able to move around the diamond, which is a wonderful thing if you're the manager. But he may be at third for a little while now with Valencia on the DL.
Only difference with Leidendorf, at least he can play third, and that could give Coghlan a chance to take a day off if maybe there's a tough lefty. Or you put him in second, flip-flop the two.
Missed again, 2-0. So we'll have a meeting at the mound.
Thanks to Billy Burns on Friday night avoiding a double play, and of course Chris Coghlan, the next batter, a couple of runners on. A's with a 1-0 lead, made it 4-0 or 4-1 with that opposite field home run.
One of 3 the A's have hit in this series. There's a strike. Hutchison, who's been getting up as high as 94, 95 miles an hour. That one at 91. He's throwing a lot of pitches as well. This is number 70.
Change up.
He wanted that one. Gabe Morales did not give it to him.
Maybe off the plate just enough. The fact that it was a change up and it moved off the plate. Here's our great shot, and you can see how great umpires are, that he knew exactly how he's calling it correctly.
And another walk. So back-to-back 2-out walks, and now a chance for the A's with Semien coming up.
Well, last inning the Blue Jays took advantage and had the huge hits with 2 outs. A's trying to do the same thing, and surprisingly for Surkamp to get a couple of ground ball outs with Bautista and Encarnacion, and gave up the big hits to the other guys.
So maybe it's the A's turn to get a couple 2-out hits.
Yeah, I hope so.
Semien struck out swinging in the second inning. Good first pitch breaking ball there. Wonderful thing for a pitcher. First pitch breaking ball, called strike. Hutchison wanted that one.
Pitchers want everything.
Yeah, they did. That one was close, but again, looked like it may have been off the plate a little bit.
That's why I don't think you can ever take the human element out of balls and strikes. You know, people talking about robots and all that.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I hope not. I mean,
the balls and strikes thing will never happen.
Every umpire is different in their strike zone.
Donaldson, tough play, straightens up, fires across the diamond, and they got him. Nice play by Donaldson. A's strand a pair. Bottom of the 4th coming up. It'll be the top of the order for the Blue Jays. Or the A's won, rubber game of this series. Well, the youngsters doing their part. Out of a sellout crowd. I see some blue hair there as well.
What if they got bobbleheads?
Some loyal. I hope they did. I hope everybody got them. I don't know if everybody did, but I hope they did.
They did. No.
Top of the order is Surkamp. Try to get through this group. Carrera, Donaldson, and Bautista.
Seems like with Carrera, if you can keep the fastball down, you have a chance. He likes that pitch up in the zone. Good high ball hitter.
Well, we've seen enough of them, haven't we?
Oh, yes.
And talk about a guy who's bounced around. He's been with Cleveland, Philadelphia, then back with Cleveland, Detroit, and then this is his second year with the Blue Jays. Played in 91 games last year for Toronto. He's really their fourth outfielder. Not a bad fourth outfielder to have. He had 273 last year. 20 years old, from Venezuela. Had some nice plays in the field yesterday as well. Not only getting his, was it a 3-hit game? Correction, a 4-hit game. Not going to happen here. Sound like a broken bat. He's retired.
Fans, what's better than taking your family to the ballpark on a Friday night with the Friday Family Pack? You get 4 Plaza level tickets, 4 Coliseum hot dogs, 4 medium sodas, 4 bags of peanuts for just $60 at every Friday home game. Buy now at athletics.com/family pack. Subject to availability. A's will be home Thursday night for a weekend series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Astros. So there's one Friday, and then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday against the Mariners, and just a short 6-game homestand of those two teams before heading back out to the East Coast to Baltimore, Boston, and Tampa Bay.
So we got our East Coast clocks on.
Oh, yes. And clocks will be turned off after that next trip, except for Cincinnati and Cleveland, so that's good. Look out here. If it's a fastball, I don't think Josh Donaldson ever gives an at-bat away. He is intense in every at-bat. Not the hitters will do it. Let's see.
Well, they may not do it consciously, but when the at-bat's over, they may go to the dugout and say, you know what? I let that one go a little bit.
Remember when Stephen Vogt did his great referee act on intentional talk, and the question was posed to Stephen Vogt. He said, who on your team complains the most? And he said, oh, no doubt JD. Well, JD is Josh Donaldson, and he just complained on the 2-0 fastball that was called a strike. So he fit right into what Vogt was talking about.
Rips that one foul.
But if you ever want to get a chuckle, and I do it, just go on to the Stephen Vogt referee, and he and Johnny Gomes, and it is a thing of beauty. He is serious, very talented. Stephen Vogt called a breaking ball, a little curve ball for 3-2.
It hung a little bit.
Yeah.
Donaldson had a good look at it.
Well, it looked like it's almost one of those, I don't want to throw it hard enough for him to try to swing and miss. I want to throw it for a strike in the event he doesn't swing, and almost hit it too hard in fair territory.
He's not getting cheated.
No.
He doubled and scored in the third.
Leg kick, foot down, mighty swing.
He's 5 for 10 in this series. And a fastball just a little bit inside, a 1-out walk. So 3 walks for Sertan.
Trying to go inside, definitely off the plate. He knew it, and it's the free pass.
And now Bautista. Bautista walked in the first, grounded out to short in the third. So these next 2 guys, Bautista and Encarnacion, both free agents at the end of this year. It'll be very interesting how that plays out. Bautista is 35, Encarnacion is 33, and I think he just homered. He did. A line shot over the wall, and it is now 6-1. So 4th home run of the year for Bautista. He now has 16 RBI.
Missed with a cutter, came back with a fastball, and was not missed by Bautista. He wants 150 for 6 years. He may get it from somebody. This is kind of his ultimatum at the beginning of the season or during spring training. He'd come off of it a little bit, but he is a talented individual.
Well, obviously, the Blue Jays, you'd love to keep them both. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Bautista's been here a long time. Yes, he's a fan favorite. Encarnacion almost playing in his shadow a little bit, but Encarnacion has been really good as well. So we'll see how that works out. If they both stay, if they both leave, one stays.
You remember when Bautista signed his current contract, which does end this year, as you mentioned. He was coming off a huge year, and everybody said, "Uh-oh, you know, you're going to pay him all that money for 4 or 5 years after one good year." Well, he's he's more than earned it.
Yes, he has.
And now he's going for even the bigger one, and people are skeptical about maybe his age, but I don't know that you could ever deny his ability to do whatever really sets his mind to it. He's probably kind of like a late bloomer, and
I agree. I mean, it's the American League. If 2 years into the deal, you could DH. I mean, he's still a good outfielder, but down the road, it's a possibility. Now Encarnacion with a walk. All right, here's our Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, and it has to do with Jose Bautista. In Blue Jays history, home run leaders: Carlos Delgado, Jose Bautista. See Vernon Wells, Joe Carter, George Bell. So both those guys are on that list. So Ryan Dull is going to get up and start to throw as Tulowitzki bats. See if the A's can get 2. They get the out at second and on to first. Nice turn by Leidendorf, and it is a double play. Bautista, 4th home run of the year, a 2-run shot, 6-1 Blue Jays. A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. Concourse here at Rogers Center. Busy place today. 6-1 Blue Jays. It's the top of the 5th inning. Alonso, Leidendorf, and Burns. Base hit for Alonso. That was in the 2nd inning, and then he stole second base, but as he slid, he beat the throw, but he popped up off the bag and called out. Something's going on out in the A's bullpen. The A's players, or all the A's relievers, have been looking up into the crowd. There's a couple security guards down there. We don't know what is going on, but you see some of the fans looking that way as well. So a 4-pitch walk, 3rd walk by Hutchison. In fact, he's walked 3 of the last 4 hitters. So leadoff man aboard for Leidendorf.
He's down 5 runs. Good time to pitch a throw a strike, and of course he's got the slider. He may go to that thinking that Leidendorf is going to be looking first pitch fastball.
I think that's the entertainment that the A's are getting out in their bullpen. It's this guy. And to say that he's into it would be a slight understatement. I'd like to be sitting next to that guy. Look at the poor lady to his right. She would pay $1 million to sit in another seat.
Maybe even the upper deck.
Anywhere. Tulowitzki to Barney, double play. 6-4-3 double play. He likes it. So really, if you think about that, Ray, and we're having fun with this gentleman, he's obviously into it. But if you just bought a ticket and came to the game and you just wanted to enjoy yourself and watch the game, and this guy is sitting next to you, I would want a refund. Call me. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk. All right, good. Call me? You call me? I'll call you. 1-0 to Burns. Pop out to 3rd. Fly ball to right for Billy Burns. This is the foul ball.
At Old Tiger Stadium, when you warmed up pitchers, you were on the playing field, basically. Yeah. Most bullpens now are behind the playing area, as these are here. But there was an overhang, and the worst thing was to be trying to catch in the bullpen, warm up a pitcher, and fans decided to throw peanut shells or just whatever at you just to distract you, and they could throw one right as the ball was coming, and it was horrible.
That's just not right.
No. And you had to wear a full set of gear down there.
Tolley right in front of his dugout. He's going to get some help there. He makes the catch. So the double play helps Hutchison, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Smoke, Pilar, and Barney to hit, and our guys having a good time. so happy in that section. Look at how happy they are.
Yeah, we can spread out a little bit. Got a seat on either side of us. And
smiling, happy.
While we were away,
yeah, the heckler got up and left.
He either was asked to leave or he just left on his own.
Smoke drives one towards center.
I didn't hit it that hard before.
So Smoke is retired. Yeah, the gentleman, the heckler, he got up and left. And then the young lady sitting to his right, moments later, she got up and left. So everybody slid over a seat, and smiles began to appear, and that section is now in a really good mood. So Dull has been throwing, so he's ready. Surkamp trying to get through 5. He's got 89 pitches. Pilar had an RBI single in the 3rd. Rangers and the White Sox are underway. Rangers with an early 1-0 lead. The White Sox, who have been playing great, are going for the 3-game sweep in Chicago. It's Holland for Texas and Matt Latos for the White Sox. Latos is 3-0 with a 0.49 ERA. That's a fair ball. Coughlin dove for it, couldn't get it. And Pilar continues to hurt the Athletics. He's got 2 more hits in this game. Pilar now 6 in the series.
See where Coughlin's playing, and just impossible for him to get to the ball, which was right down the line. And Pilar, unlike previous games, he's hitting in 7th spot because Tola was the lead addition, and Barney and Pilar were moved up. But well, to your point, Cap, with Carrera swinging the bat the way he is, then you have Donaldson. It's almost like sometimes the National League where they put the pitcher hitting 8th, and then you have somebody try to get on base in front of the Pirate. But John Gibbons moved him up, but it's not a bad idea to have Pilar down at the bottom, especially as long as Carrera's doing what he's doing.
Well, today Pilar has 2 hits. He's the 7th place hitter. Darwin Barney has 2 hits. He's the 8th place hitter. And Carrera, the leadoff hitter, has 2 hits. So we're not even talking about the big 4, as we like to call them. And Zaczynski will start to throw. The night game tonight is the Red Sox at the Astros. It'll be the rubber game of that series. Owens and Feldman are the pitchers.
Colby Rasmus with a slam yesterday.
Yeah, he continues to hit
I
him.
thought Colby Rasmus will go down as the first player to accept the qualifying offer. Everybody'd always turn it down. Colby say, hey, I'll take it.
$15.8 million.
For 1 year? Absolutely.
Brett Anderson, he's the smartest of all. Brett Anderson, bad back and all. Dodgers offered it. He said, I'll take it.
That's right. And
15.8.
He gone. What, back surgery? I think that he was the 2nd, maybe a 3rd. I don't know. There's
Wieters. Wieters did
that's
it
right,
too.
Matt Wieters.
So there was
coming off Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, I know there was 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're looking at a 1-year contract. Somebody's going to pay you almost $16 million.
It's really not a bad idea if you think about it, unless you know you're going to get something that's large. And I don't know if Colby Rasmus was going to get a huge deal. He wasn't going to get a huge deal.
And if he did, it might not, maybe a couple years to total for the one.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just, but I give a lot of credit for doing it. And
I agree.
You know, he could be a free agent, or they can offer the qualifying again and see what happens. But you know, the case of Anderson, who has been prone to injuries, and Matt Wieters, I mean, they thought he was going to go to Atlanta as a possibility as a free agent, but
take the deal.
Take the deal, especially coming off the surgery. And the Orioles playing great baseball. Wieters catching again.
Little action for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, this is the Blue Jays. It's the Blue Jays.
That probably happened last year.
And Venditti's throwing right-handed for now. He could turn around and throw left-handed.
2-2 to Darwin Barney. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to third. And did Coughlin get him? No. So Barney strikes out. Stephen Vogt having a conversation with Gabe Morales.
Well, he's saying he hit his shoulder. Then see what happens as he comes out. And Coughlin reaching back, trying to make the quick tag.
It was close.
Yeah, very close. And now Bob Melvin's going to question what happened on the follow through. He hit him with a follow through on the bat. And Stephen Vogt.
So it goes as a strikeout and a stolen base. And it looks like we're going to get a pitching change. So Surkamp, 4 2/3. He is done. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and spawn experts.
Giveaway in all of baseball. You have a chance to pick it up yourself. Rock out with your very own Sean Doolittle Metallica Gnome with sound, presented by Ross. 15,000 fans. Saturday, April 30th. Next Saturday game will receive this one-of-a-kind giveaway that actually plays the A's Closers walkout song. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets. You can call also 877-493-BALL. We encourage you to get your gnome, get your tickets, then to get in line to get the gnome.
Get in line.
Yeah, better get in line. Very good.
Get in line.
Get in line for the Sean Doolittle Gnome, and then you can pick it up and say, hey, this is rated the #1 in all of baseball, so let's get it. Line for Eric Surkamp, 97 pitches, and Sapkowski.
So he throws one pitch to Sapkowski. He gets Tolley side retired. Runner stranded. We are through 5 from the Rogers Center, and the Blue Jays lead 6-1. Diner, feed your inner bear. Good food here at Rogers Center. It's a good looking hot dog.
Well, that does look
Man. Ketchup and mustard. Not everybody would totally agree with that.
I agree with it.
It's the ketchup mustard argument.
And you know what? Better than the press room. I think. Hey, go get this dog. Lee,
I know he is.
get off your phone. Go get this dog, man. Just. Oh, God.
This guy's going a little jalapeno. They have hot dog stands outside the Rogers Center.
You like those?
Oh, man. Man, oh, man.
That's your favorite.
They grill them, and there's a whole bunch of these stands right outside the stadium. They are terrific. Canna hits a little pop-up foul, so the count 1-2. Canna DHing today. He has not been seeing Hutchinson real well. He's 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts.
If a pitcher is smart, they can watch hitters in previous games, and if they saw, I mean, watch what Canna's done in his 3 home runs going to right field, and everything that he has seen today, where he's trying to pull off and pull the pitches instead of going opposite field. But they're staying away. Figured if he's going to go that way, that's fine, and he's actually tried it. In his last at bat, he swung at a high fastball when he was actually thinking right field.
Four strikeouts and 3 walks for Drew Hutchison. Got him with a high heater.
3 fastball on 2 strikes in a row.
So he elevates and he gets his 5th strikeout.
And he's thrown the exact same pitch in 3 at bats. 2-2, 3-2, 2-2. And he's got the great slider, but he's not thrown it yet to Mark Canha.
1 away for Reddick. Reddick, good swing at a high fastball. A single and a fly ball to center field for Reddick. Three for 7 in the series. First strike, 0-2. The Mariners and the Angels will play the rubber game of their series. Get started in just a little bit from Anaheim. Miley and Shoemaker, your matchup.
Mike Trout started to heat up.
Yeah. He's heating up. Albert Pujols is scuffling. Did I see an 0 for 26 for Pujols?
He will be in the lineup, though. Don't miscount him. He knows the only way to get out of any possible slump, and he probably does consider it one, and that is to play. You don't sit and try to get out of it. And so Mike Scioscia will keep him in the lineup. Trout went straight away center field last night against King Felix.
Foley sets up inside and a good 0-2 pitch. The Angels will stay home after that series, and they'll host the Kansas City Royals Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And for the Mariners, they are wrapping up that long road trip, so they'll be glad to get home. They will have a homestand against the Astros and then those Royals. A shot to right, hit well, and that baby's gone. Line drive, home run for Reddick, and it's 6-2.
Well, I wish we could take a look at the 3-1 fastball swing in his last at bat and this 1-2 slider swing. What a difference. And Josh Reddick, such an easy swing on the breaking ball. Great extension, great acceleration on the bat right there, and just not as easy as it was on the 3-1 when he tried to hit the ball as far as he hit this one with just a nice easy swing and a solo home run. That's 2 solo home runs. He still leads 6-2.
Vogt takes a strike.
Nice easy swing by Josh Reddick, and ball jumped off his bat.
So 4 in the year now for Reddick. Barney has to hurry, and they get both by a step. So Stephen Vogt 0 for 3. And now Davis will hit.
And John Gibbons is going to make the slow trot before.
So 95 pitches for Drew Hutchinson. So he has certainly done his job. Pitched into the 6th inning. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
So a pretty good start for the young right-hander Drew Hutchinson, a 13-game winner last year for the Blue Jays. 5 2/3. 4 hits and 2 runs. And now it'll be former A. Jesse Chavez to face Chris Davis. 7th appearance for Chavez, a good start. 6 innings, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts.
Had the one on Friday night, and inning and third, just a hit. There were 20 wins for this right-hander in this stadium. I think he realizes the fans really appreciate him, and he appreciates their support, and probably will be in the rotation again sooner than later.
Quick 0-2 to Chris Davis.
There's back-to-back cut fastballs, and Hutchinson threw the good slider, but the fastball that was left up, and not surprising that a walk and a home run to Chris Davis. 95 pitches, and time to bring in the bullpen.
0-2 pitch, 95 miles an hour. Chavez threw 28 pitches on Friday night in that inning and a third of work. Missed again.
He did confirm, Kite, as we suspected, that he was a little pumped up on Friday night facing his former team.
Can't blame him.
Yeah.
He was throwing hard. He's throwing hard again today. Two pitch. Davis.
Remember last year in Arlington, Texas, Xavi was pitching, and there was a line drive hit back at him, and he kind of bent down.
Yeah, I do.
He cracked the rib.
That's right. Yeah.
He said he re-cracked the rib this winter coughing. He said, and that's the reason everything's kind of messed up for him this year, because he did not get a chance to throw as much in the offseason because of the cracked rib. I said, was it healed? He said, evidently not.
Huh.
Because he coughed and again.
So he paints the outside corner. Davis called out on strikes. Reddick with a home run here in the top of the 6th. So as we head to the bottom of the 6th, that home run makes it a 6-2 game. A time now for the forward right choice. Game 6, the 1993 World Series. Joe Carter, a walk-off home run right here at the Rogers Center, and it was against Mitch Williams and the Philadelphia Phillies. Second consecutive World Series win for the Blue Jays. Quite a moment in this building. Joe Carter, it was game 6. So a walk-off home run. Finished his career with 396 home runs.
Bill Mazeroski and Joe Carter.
That's it.
That's it. The only two ever to win a World Series with a walk-off. Tom Cheek, whose name's up on the Ring of Fame, I guess they call it here, up in left field, called it, said, touch them all, Joe.
Great call.
Never hit a bigger home run. 4306, number of consecutive games that Tom Cheek broadcast, and unfortunately passed away too soon. Actually came to Oakland, went down to his home, and passed away shortly thereafter.
So Mazeroski's was game 7.
7, yeah.
Joe Carter's was game 6.
Yeah, exactly.
And I believe Mazeroski's home run, the game was tied when he hit it.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Carrera, swing and a miss, 2-2.
An improbable home run.
There's never been a World Series where the outcome of the World Series flipped on a walk-off home run. You know what I'm saying? Where a loss become a win or a win become a loss. That game was tied with the Pirates and the Yankees when Mazeroski hit the home run. Carrera strikes out. Well, here's the moment from last year, the bat flip.
Well, that's a 3-run home run, 50,000 people on hand, and an unbelievable 7th inning. 3 consecutive errors by the Rangers to load the bases. Josh Donaldson tied it, and then Bautista does it. That was the flip of all flips. It just got caught up in the.
I didn't have a problem with it.
I mean, that's today's baseball, man. That's what we're seeing.
So Dull coming in. There's one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Donaldson with one out in the 6th. Nobody on. 6-2 Blue Jays. Zubczynski faces a couple of hitters, retires in both. Dull pitched on Friday night. 226 pitches. Simeon charges. He's got it. Flip across the diamond. Donaldson's retired for 2 outs. So let's get back to the Bautista bat flip, but everything that happened after. I mean, it was a wild. It was about a 20-minute inning, and it was crazy.
Well, all those years of pent-up frustration.
Remember the pitcher, Sam Dyson, who gave up the home run. He was upset. He thought Bautista overdid it, so he was chirping a little bit, and then the dugouts emptied. It was quite an eventful 1 inning in Game 5 of that series. It was the division series.
Admired the blast the whole time, but also this is just
people started throwing some stuff on the field.
But as I was watching,
Yeah, this place was lit up, is what it was. See, that's Dyson, the pitcher. And Encarnacion's trying to help the situation.
Yeah,
and then Dyson starts chirping, which is probably really not necessary,
It's
especially
almost
when you're the guy that gave up the home run.
Yeah, it's almost like Dyson thought that Encarnacion was getting the fans to cheer more, and he wasn't. He was trying to calm them down.
So a nice play by Yonder Alonso, and that'll do it. So a quick inning, and we're headed to the 7th. Coughlin, Semien, and Alonso to hit. It's 6-2 Toronto.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So the Blue Jays leading 6-2. We have reached the 7th inning. Jesse Chavez stays out there. He's pitched to Coughlin. Foul ball. Coughlin has grounded out and he has walked. So the A's will head to Detroit, get ready for the Tigers. Big 4-game series. 3 night games and then a day game on Thursday. High right field. Batista looking up, and that baby's gone. Coughlin homers, and now it's 6-3. Just a towering drive that just dropped right over the fence for home run number 4 for Coughlin.
that's what I'm talking about.
So maybe he goes back to what he did before, down the right field line, you go oppo, and it's a little cutter that stayed up, and Chris Coughlin able to open up and pull it, get the elevation as you mentioned, and put it in the seats.
Semien drives one right center. That's hit well, but Pilar's going to have just enough room. Couple steps in front of the wall.
That's out on the front foot, and he hit it that far. As Chris Coughlin waits and then just open up, and Chavez elevated the pitch, and after Chris could able to hit it down the line, that's the shortest distance, 328 meters or feet.
So John Gibbons is going to take the ball from Jesse Chavez. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and spot experts.
Rapid Deal Days presented by Bartable. $5 Rapid Day Deal tickets are still available for the May 3rd game against the Mariners, which is also a Chevy Free Parking Tuesday. Visit athletics.com/Bart today to get your tickets now. That's Bartable.
Yes, it is. So Jesse Chavez gives up the home run to Coghlan. He retires a couple of hitters. And our first look in this series at the big left-hander Brett Cecil. He faces Alonso, and the first pitch is a strike. Alonso a single and a walk. He did not like the first pitch strike call.
We saw Gavin Ford yesterday in a couple of innings of relief. He of a starting pitcher, 4 pitches, and same with Brett Cecil. Cecil has been in the capacity of starting some, and of course he possesses a lot of different pitches, which is pretty good for a reliever to come in to a ball game knowing that he could use any one of 4 different pitches.
That one's blasted to right. Batista, room, and he makes the catch.
Well, you can see Darren Bush, the A's hitting coach, on the bench as Cecil came in. Alonso went over to him, and Darren Bush kept saying curveball, curveball, and he just got 3. And Darren Bush, of course, does a lot of homework on these guys, and he stayed on that curveball. Totally had to reach back. He wanted it down away a little bit harder. Instead, he almost left the yard.
So didn't miss it by much. 2 away here in the top of the 7th.
Darren Bush in his 2nd year as a hitting coach for the A's, and the off day in New York on Monday. I said, "What'd you do?" And he said, "Prepared for Tuesday." they don't have much downtime. Darren Bush, excellent at what he does.
So Billy Butler is going to hit for Leidendorf. Pitch to Butler is hit hard right to the shortstop. Tulowitzki, a little juggle. Plenty of time, throws out Butler. So Cecil comes in, he gets a couple of outs. 7th inning stretch coming up. Thanks to the Coghlan home run, it's now 6-3. Blue Jays lead the A's. Series north of the border. Blue Jays leading 6-3 in the rubber game of the series. So Ryan Dole back out there. Blues have made some changes, which we'll pass along to you in just a moment. Encarnacion, Tulowitzki, and Smoke. First pitch swinging. Lofted high and foul. So there's the changes. Billy Butler stays in the game. He's at first. Alonso goes across the diamond to third. and Chris Coghlan slides from third to second. So Alonso now at third, Simeon at short, Coghlan at second, Butler at first. So those are changes. Don't worry, the DH is still in there.
For now.
Driven left center. Bangs off the top of the wall. Encarnacion will ease into second with a double.
A lot of topspin, fortunately, because he kept the ball in the park. Came close earlier when he hit a skying fly ball to center field. This little slider left up by Ryan Dahl.
So that is hit number 10 for the Blue Jays. They now have 31 hits in this series. I got him for 7 doubles and 6 home runs. And there's Tulowitzki. Chases that slider.
Well, the A's had 3 home runs again today. They had 4 in New York. But the 3 today have all been solos. And boy, you look at the 4-run third inning for the Blue Jays. 3 of those coming after 2 outs. Of course, Correa with a solo home run, and then Bautista the next inning. That's the difference in this game. 6 runs by the Jays in the 3rd and 4th.
Tulowitzki has struck out, walked and scored, and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Three hits yesterday, including the 2 home runs. Shows bunt. And now it's 2-1. Shift is on for Tulowitzki. Coghlan is playing around second base. A's have cut the lead to 6-3. This one hit high in the air toward right. See if Encarnacion challenges Reddick. And he won't. And Reddick hits the cutoff man.
Josh, a good job of getting behind the fly ball up in the air long enough that he could time his catch and get himself prepared to throw instead of being on his back foot and the heels. And he's got a strong arm. They respect it, and that keeps the runner at second base. Good day for Josh Reddick.
So here's Smoke with 1 out. Smoke had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Smoke will play every day now with Colabello being suspended. And Smoke will be a free agent at the end of this year.
A couple of things with the stat pack that we receive. Colabello's name is still on the list, which basically just suspended, so he is there. But also on the A side, you have Kendall Graveman listed in the hitter section. Hey, so 0 for 1. He hit 4th in New York, so he needs to be in there. We'll start the series tomorrow night in Detroit.
Try off speed pitch, catches the outside corner. That one's hit well. Reddick backs up. And this time Encarnacion will tag up and go to third.
Acoustics.
Yeah, you know what? The acoustics, they've fooled me probably 10 times in this series.
I was just fooled there.
Because that one sounded like it was going to go out of the ballpark.
It's going up to that restaurant.
Listen.
I mean, if that didn't sound great, I don't know what does. It's a routine fly ball. Routine. Not even hit the warning track. But there's a difference of Tulowitzki's ball in the air, but not deep enough, hit to the right side, that if he had accomplished what he set out to do and moving the runner over third base, that's another run for the Blue Jays.
So here's Pilar. Pilar a single, a double, an RBI, and a stolen base today. 2 for 3. Pilar, when the season started, was batting leadoff, but he just couldn't get going. He was hitting under 200, and then Blue Jays made the switch and put Saunders in that leadoff spot. Carrera's played there in this series, and they dropped Pilar down in the lineup.
That's a great slider. Tempting, looked like a good pitch. Watch this ball just run away from Pilar and way off the plate. But it looks so good, and all that great effort from Dole.
Chases that pitch in the dirt, and he strikes out. Side retired. So Encarnacion stranded after his leadoff double, and we're moving to the 8th. 6-3 Blue Jays. Sportsnet Central. It's coming up this evening at 6 and 10:30, and it's on our sister station Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Tonight's topics, all the highlights from this game. First, the Warriors and the Rockets getting set for Game 4. Monty Poole will be there, so he'll get to the latest from Houston. Kelly Johnson and Henry Wolford will host. So 6-3 Blue Jays lead the A's, and it's now the 8th inning. And Drew Storen, the setup man for the Blue Jays, comes in. Our first look at him in this series. Of course, used to seeing him with the Washington Nationals. And he was traded from the Nationals to the Blue Jays for Ben Revere. So Storen, the setup man, and Osuna, the closer. Doing 1 now to Burns, who is 0 for 3. Just need Burns to get aboard, make something happen.
Well, that big run that didn't score after the double, and good job by Ryan Dole leaving Encarnacion on.
Carrera runs out of room.
Just wonder how much pitchers are trying to elevate pitches to Billy Burns. I mean,
today we've
seen it,
yeah.
and whether it's been intentional, it's worked out because he's not been able to get on top of the balls. And I mean, he may have to go out the woodshed and start chopping some wood because he needs to hit down on the ball. Just getting too much elevation.
Barney charges, and he knew he would have to charge, and he made a nice play. But I think with Billy Burns, Ray, he has the ability to spoil the pitches down and put it in play. The pitch is up for him. I think it's always going to be a challenge for him to get on top.
Marty, very good series. He played Friday and this afternoon, swinging the bat well, and that was a great defensive play. Getting the speedy Billy Burns charging, throwing, showing the strong arm.
Won a Gold Glove not that long ago.
If he could just remember that when he stands at second, put 1 foot on the bat.
He'll remember.
But we would not be able to give all the attention to Adam Roden because Adam was able to see that, and he's getting interviews and all the highlights and publicity. He deserves it. He's a hard worker, man.
Canna has struck out 3 times. And it's 0-2, which that's the way it is in baseball, right? If you struck out 3 times, you know your fourth at bat. Either swing early in the count, or otherwise you're going to fall behind 0-2.
And you're going to get a lot of sliders, which he's been doing.
Pitch, and there it was, the slider. Storen has got off to a little bit of a slow start with the Blue Jay. He had 29 saves last year for the Nationals. Appeared in 58 games. He's a workhorse in that Nationals bullpen.
Well, Hayes had Tyler Clipper last year, former closer with the Nationals, of course, Storen, and they've made a lot of changes in their closer role. It's a good fastball. He likes to throw a lot of the times.
That's right. They got Papelbon now, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Just off the plate, and fans are oohing and eyeing and wonder what happened, but clearly a couple, 2 or 3 inches off the plate. You know, just like the A's, though, Axford, Doolittle, and Ryan Madsen. The Blue Jays have, of course, Osuna as their closer, but to pick up another pitcher who has had closer, or at least has the ability to close games in Storen. He's been there before.
Fastball is high. 3-2. Storen will be a free agent at the end of the year. So Jesse Chavez, Drew Storen, and Brett Cecil. 3 guys who are probably going to pitch a lot for the Blue Jays this year. They will all be free agents.
So you're saying wear them out since they're going to be free agents?
That's
in case
right.
You don't just blow them out.
R.A. Dickey, a free agent. Yeah. Batista, Encarnacion. 3-2 pitch, foul tip, got it. Tough day for Mark Canha.
Went back to another fastball, so that's 4 strikeouts today, all on the fastball. Most of them elevated. That one running in towards him a bit. By the way, I actually shorted Jose Bautista. He actually wants 150 for 5. No, for 6.
You threw that 6th year in there.
Yeah.
So 5 for 150 and.
Of course, he signed.
If I were the Blue Jays, I'd go 4. I'd give him 4.
But Alex Anthopoulos signed him for 5 at 65. So you could say it was a hometown discount to them, but that was after he had the big year, and everybody was really skeptical. What are you doing? What are you doing? And turned out to be a great one. So he may deserve and get the big one.
Amen. Reddick is retired. Storen with the nice inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 6-3 Toronto.
This game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. It's been Blue Jays. Take a look at the 4th and the 5th. That's the difference in the game. The A's actually hit 3 solo home runs, but it was a 4 spot in the 4th. A 2-run home run by Bautista in the 5th. Eric Surkamp went 4 2/3 innings, so after getting into the 6th inning start against the Yankees, 97 pitches. Chris Coghlan, Chris Davis, Josh Reddick, solo home runs, but it was just Blue Jays. It has been Blue Jays so far for their ball club as they take it to the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Athletics in Fernando Rodriguez coming in relief.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Fernando Rodriguez comes in for appearance number 8. Try to keep it a 3-run deficit. Couple of hits today for Darwin Barney. So 1-1 the count. Tolley to follow, and then Ezekiel Carrera here in the bottom of the 8th. Fastball first strike.
If you're a hitter facing Fernando Rodriguez, you look at him, you say, what an easy delivery, and then all of a sudden explosion, man. The ball's on you so quickly. I think Barney just experienced that with the 1-1 pitch. Good curveball, 12-6, and an excellent fastball, all coming right over the top and down.
Sharp breaking ball.
I asked him throwing the cutter now too, and he said, yeah,
sure.
Everybody is.
Almost have to.
Yeah. But it's just if you go curveball, which he has a great one, and a cutter, that's your movement instead of trying to throw a slider. Go heater in.
Left center. Burns is going to get over there. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Make sure you join us tomorrow. We will be in Detroit to open up a 4-game series. It'll be Kendall Graben and Jordan Zimmerman tomorrow night. Our coverage begins at 3:30 with A's pregame live. And there's the pitching matchups for the entire series. Graben and Zimmerman, Hill, Pelfrey, Gray, Verlander, Bassett, Sanchez.
See the numbers on Jordan Zimmerman?
Yeah,
all zeros for the ERA. It's 3-0, not giving up a run.
Nope. Verlander and Gray. Verlander pitched better in his last start. His first 3 starts he struggled. Tigers are struggling. They're losing today at home 6-2 to the Indians. In fact, the Indians are going for the sweep today. The Tigers have lost 5 out of their last 6. And I looked at their lineup today, and Justin Upton and Miguel Cabrera both out of the lineup. And Osby said, you know what? They're struggling, scuffling, and he said them both. Which means they'll definitely play tomorrow. He's psyched.
I didn't get a bobblehead, but I got a souvenir baseball. I sat there 6 this morning, and they ran out before I got to the line. Well, you know, you think about Upton and Cabrera, that's a whole bunch of money on the bench. Upton, a huge contract signed in the offseason, and Cabrera, they better pay him whatever he wants because he is the best in the game most of the time.
The Tigers right now with an 8-8 record.
That's a tough division. Kansas
Especially
City.
if the White Sox are for real.
Exactly.
And the White Sox with a 12-6 record so far. Simeon dives, cannot quite get it.
Simeon did not see that ball.
Kind of he started his dive a little late.
You know, he looked back after he went to the ground, and typically watch him how he reacts and how late he was. And I would venture to say that that ball came out of a light shirt or something happened. See, you just don't see an infielder move that late. That was a great shot, guys, because that was perfect coming off the bat of Tolley. And one that he probably thought he should have caught.
1-0 the count to the leadoff man Carrera. That hit by Tolle, the 11th now for Toronto. High strike, 1-1. White Sox lead the Rangers 2-1 that game in the bottom of the 5th.
You know, I think has happened to the White Sox, and he's experienced it last year, the Blue Jays before. And it's Osuna on the left. They have the save, the 3-run lead, and our friend Pat Venditti on the other side. But Brett Lawrie, the energy. I mean, you hear Robin Ventura and the players talk about it. This guy wakes up with energy. And Todd Frazier, the veteran coming over from the Cincinnati Reds. And you could just see that the winning attitude, because Cardinals, all they want is Abreu to have his normal great year at first base. And Frazier at third, Lawrie at second. You got an outfield. The pitching has been great. So who knows? Maybe the surprise of the American League Central.
Yeah, they were a bad offensive team last year, and they're better this year. The pitching's been great.
And if Latos, who's been their 5th starter, the A's saw him at the Coliseum, if he continues to pitch well, they may be able to lead Fulmer, their top prospect for minor league pitcher. But he's waiting.
2-1 the count to Carrera. Timeout called and timeout requested and given.
One thing I like about Stephen Vogt and Josh Phegley both do, they're down in the set position. When time is called, they immediately stand up so they're not indicating the location of the pitch they've called. He moves outside. But if the hitter calls time as granted and you stay in your position, you're pretty much telling the hitter the location at least, and that can help hitters more than the actual pitch. So Vogt, as he did there, just stood straight up, moved, and that way nobody could tell what he was going to call and where he's going to position himself.
Now, wouldn't you say a hitter would rather know location than the type of pitch?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why if you get somebody at second and they're able to tip off location, because location a lot of times would tell you the pitch.
That's true.
You know, if you go like right-hander inside to Barney, who just hit for the ball center field. There's not a lot of pitchers that throw the front door cut fastball or
you're not going to throw a curveball.
Yeah, you're not going to start it and hang it. So if a catcher moves in, he's indicated it's a fastball inside right-hander to a right-hander.
And he walked it. So now the big fellas are coming up. 2 on, 1 out. So that's 5 walks issued today by A's pitchers. The first 4 were by Surkamp.
You know, one of the things that we've seen, and just thinking about Osuna, that the closer loosening up, Pat Venditti's there as well. It's a 3-run lead. And there are some managers that are saying now, and we don't know the extent of the work of the bullpen, the load, but they're saying if the closer's up and getting loose, and it's a 4-run game, bring him the game. Because if you get a runner on base or 2 runners on, it's a safe situation. They'll bring him in anyway. Might as well start the inning. He's loose, bring him in.
Donaldson got a fastball and then a good swing. Donaldson is 1 for 3. He has doubled, walked, and scored twice.
Leg kick just a little tardy on a good fastball from Fernando, who probably tuned it up just a little bit of that fastball.
High fastball hit foul. And Donaldson last year, of course, a lot of talk about the home runs in our base. He scored 122 runs, and that led the American League.
Do you think where he's hitting though in front of those guys, as you mentioned, with Bautista and Encarnacion?
He's going to score a bunch.
And these guys are patient. I mean, they swing hard, but just like Donaldson, I mean, he's been the extreme. Yesterday, infield in, he expanded his strike zone. Today, he took ball 4. Bautista hits a 2-run home run.
Good pitch. Strike 3 call. Right on the inside corner. And that was a heck of a pitch by Rodriguez.
Josh Donaldson does not like to be called out as swing the bat, but he is not happy with that call. But look where it is, right? I mean, that's on the black. That's where you want it. The pitch is, the plate is 17 inches wide, and you have a black rim around that's covered up by the dirt. But that is as perfect a pitch that you could throw 0-2.
So now Batista will hit. 2 on, 2 out. Simeon, short way, side retired. So a couple of runners stranded and some work to do here in the ninth. It's 6-3 Blue Jays.
Players, we have to go players of the game because it was the turning point. How about this smoke? 2 out, base hit center field off the end of the bat. That would score Josh Donaldson. Then Pilar, base hit to right field. That would score another, also with 2 outs. And then Barney would add to it with a base hit to left field on a hanging breaking ball. The A's had a chance as they were in that particular inning. It was a solo home run by Carrera. They had a double to lead off actually Donaldson. Potentially walked Tulowitzki, but it was those 3 guys coming through with 2 out hits to plate 4 runs. Difference in the ball game, and that's why this young man, Roberto Osuna, the closer on the mound, trying to close it out for the Jays in the 9th inning.
First pitch to Vogt is a strike. Osuna 5 for 5 in save opportunities.
Such an easy fastball.
Vogt is 0 for 3. He'll be followed by Davis and Coughlin. 95 with a foul tip. 0-2 the count.
Fastball a little bit running away from Stephen Vogt. Foul tipped it. Fastball 95 to 98 with a slide and a changeup.
High fastball is hit in the air right center. Bautista calls off Pilar and he's got it. So Vogt kind of went up and got that high fastball, but not enough. 1 away. Since that Coughlin home run leading off the 7th, 7 consecutive A's hitters have been retired. Davis hits for the 4th time. He's homered, walked, and struck out.
Davis, who got Osuna on Friday night, missed with the first pitch breaking ball, came back with the heater, and he crushed it to left field, bringing a couple of more runs. It turned out to be huge, giving Ryan Maxwell a 3-run lead in the 9th.
One hopper right to Tulowitzki. 2 away. So now it's up to Coughlin to try to keep the game going. Osuna kicks and deals, and that one close, but a touch outside. That one is a strike. Coughlin has grounded out walk, and then in the 7th, he homered, his 4th home run of the year.
Sounds like if Tolley's catcher's mitt is not broken in yet, it will be when this inning's over.
Change up.
Yeah, that's not fair. So this young man's got a chance to be something special for the Blue Jays, to be at his young age, closing games and showing no fear whatsoever.
Strike 3 call right at the knees on the outside corner. So the A's go quietly in the top of the 9th inning, and this afternoon the Blue Jays win at 6-3. So they take the rubber game of the series. So the A's lose this series here at the Rogers Center, and now they will head to Detroit and get ready for the Tigers in a 4-game series starting tomorrow night in Detroit. Time of game 2 hours and 43 minutes. A sellout crowd, 46,300 in attendance. Final score, the Blue Jays 6 and the A's 3. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Post Game Live with Guy Haberman and Bip Roberts starts right now.